Hello and welcome back to the village of Cattenvîr. I think that village bit actually changes over time, depending on the population of your fort. Now it is the 20th of Malachite, year 127, midsummer, and not much time has passed since the last recording. I know everyone is desperate for one thing and one thing only right now, and I'm not going to keep you in suspense. Let's flip over to Dwarf Therapist and find out who actually got into the game. So here we are. Right, now, in the order that Dwarf Therapist has listed them, we have our zombie, who is a labourer. Arkan, who is also a labourer. We've got Webster, by the looks of it, foodsmith. Is that foodsmith? Yes. We also have Skeletal Soup, the mechanic. One of Jeff, the woodsmith, sorry. We've got the dude, who is a druid. We've also got Jamison, a stonesmith. We've got the Kelzit, who is a crafts dwarf. We've got a Boxinator, who is a metalsmith. We've got Mr. Rexels, who is a medicus. We've also got Merson, the labourer, and finally James Cox, the stone slayer. Now, I had a bit of time to look over all of these roles, and there were a few things that I wanted to do. I was really tempted to get some more military dwarves into the fort, but I didn't really see anyone except for where are you? Except for the dude and Mr. Rexels. We didn't really have any dwarves who were specifically good in a sort of soldier role, and the dude doesn't actually have a weapon skill right now. Mr. Rexels does have some skill with a hammerer, as a hammerer rather, but as we don't have any particularly heavy metals just yet, I held off on making any new dwarves. There was one or two that I really wanted to bring in, but without the right set of skills, I think we'll leave it at that. We've currently got 2 of all of the melee professions. Now, as for the actual roles, when I actually looked into it, although we've got a couple who are very, very good at certain things, by and large, a large part of this migrant wave actually don't have particularly good potential in large enough areas. I mean, for example, Skeletal Soup, very good potential as a glassmaker, not so much as anything else. So I've tried to pick the best things I can, but that's why we've got a couple of labourers in the fort right now. Over time, their potential may change. As I've mentioned, that does change with skills. They'll get stronger, they'll get faster, things like that, things that will affect their potential for certain roles. But at the moment, this is how it looks. We've got 2 woodsmiths, 2 tree tamers, 2 tinkerers, 2 stonesmiths, 3 stone slayers. Now that's actually going to be pretty good for us. I've already got an order set down for a copper pick, so that James Cox can immediately join the work to excavate the living quarters. We've got 8 military personnel. We've got 3 metalsmiths, so we should ideally be able to have someone working on each one of the jobs. Burning wood into charcoal, also smelting ore into ingots, and finally making something with those ingots. We've got 6 labourers, so this should mean that we've got a lot of people able to do stone detailing, a lot of people able to haul, so hopefully that'll streamline the fort a little bit. We've got 2 hunt dwarves, 1 gemsmith, 5 foodsmiths, 5 druids, 3 craftsmiths, and 2 anglers. Now, someone did suggest I change this to fishsmith, and okay, I'll go ahead and do that, I guess. Let's see, fishsmith. There we go. So we've got fishsmiths, and I'll just go ahead and change the custom profession name to fishsmith. And commit. There we go. And we've got 1 beastmaster currently. There was one person who did seem to have decent enough skills for being a beastmaster, but we don't really need another beastmaster right now, and so I held off on that. Now, if we flip back to Dwarf Fortress, and here we are. I have gone ahead and checked a couple of the people who were suspiciously good at stuff. Notably, 1F Jeff. Let's bring up your thoughts. View creature, enter to bring up thoughts and preferences. And, despite my initial suspicions, 1F Jeff doesn't seem to have been in many other forts. Now, that is always a very good indicator of potential vampires. So I'm told by the people in the comments. Anyway, it does make sense. You know, you'd be moving from one fort to the next, killing everyone else, turning some of them into other vampires, parting ways, good terms, you know. But generally, you wouldn't be staying in any particular place for too long because you'd be murdering everyone there. Especially if you were a necromancer as well, a vampire necromancer. I don't know if you can get those. I'm fairly sure you can, and the idea of that alone is terrifying me. But no, Jeff looks to be kosher, honestly. Just very good at what Jeff does, which is woodsmithing. Now, hopefully, Plump is going to be able to get to... Oh, no, we're running out of logs. All right, we need a couple of people out here chopping down some more trees. Let's select an area and get all of these trees chopped. There aren't too many there. We've not been too aggressive with cutting down trees. But one thing... What are you doing? Is that a cat? No, it's a great horned owl. It looked like a cat for a moment. But, okay, fair enough. You can go ahead and bring that great horned owl in. Oh, no, it's dead. I was just about to check its wounds because it was tanking those arrows like a boss. But one thing I actually want to do is set up a new military squad. Specifically from the Hunt Dwarves. My idea is to use this military squad to limit how many active hunters I have on the map at any one particular season. So, and also, if there happens to just be nothing around to hunt, then at least one or a few of the hunters will have something else that they can do. Go into personal training or actual being scheduled for training. So, we're going to go ahead and make a new captain. That requires us to decide which of our hunt stores is going to be doing it. So we've got Voltha and Samscale. Let's check you guys out, shall we? Let's zoom to creature. You are competent swords dwarf. Okay, that's rusty. I imagine that's going down. You're a professional marksdwarf. Oh, that sounds pretty cool, actually. An adept archer. Now, let's have a look at Voltha. What are you like, Voltha? Voltha is a professional marksdwarf as well. An adept archer. Okay, so you're both equally well trained in that regard. Novice animal dissector, dabbling grower, skilled ambusher. Well, given that Voltha is the one out there killing things, and Samscale is currently drinking, more than likely booze. I mean, I'm not going to hold that against him. That's what dwarves do. That's their thing. But as Voltha is the one who's actively doing his job right now, Voltha is going to be the new military captain of a new squad. So let's find you, Voltha. Where are you? That's Festy. Here we are. Voltha, well done. Welcome to the ranks of nobility / fort administrators. Now, if we go to the military screen, we've got one militia captain, and we want to create a new squad. So go ahead. We'll go for archer. So this will probably give them... it'll probably set them up with leather and crossbows. And currently, Voltha is in the squad. We also want Samscale. So, where are you, Samscale? Here we are. So, Samscale and Voltha are both going to be in this squad. Now, we want to set up the equipment for the Brilliance of Glaze. The Brilliance of Glaze. Okay, well, we'll go with that name since I don't feel like playing around with a random name generator, but now yours is leather armor, headwear, legwear, handwear, footwear, shield and buckler, individual choice ranged. No to that. We want that to be gone, and we want partial matches, honestly. Let's change that to partial matches. We also want individual choice ranged from there to be gone. Now, what we would like is... Oh, I wish that would stop. Let's flip to F9. No, F9's not going to do it. Okay. So, it's probably Control F9 or something like that. But let's see. We want a weapon. Where's weapon? W for weapon. We want specific weapon or crossbow. There we go. There we are. So, now that should have applied to both. No, it didn't. Okay, well, we're going to have to set this up individually then. I should probably at some point make New uniforms for our military. We also want you to wear a quiver, but I'm not sure if that's automatic. Assign uniform, helm color, legs, armor, material, gloves, boots, shield. Okay, well, I guess that's okay. We can go to supplies now, and the brilliance of Glaze. Carry drink, carry 2 food. You carry drink, carry 3 fruit. The brilliance of Glaze should really carry... Let's see. Change food amount is what we want. Carry 3 food. There we go. Ammunition. Now, the brilliance of Glaze. Hunters are going to carry 100 bolts. Doesn't really matter what they carry. But the brilliance of Glaze, used in combat and used in training, they'll carry 250 bolts. Yeah, okay, that seems like a reasonable amount, honestly. But we're going to change this. I would like to add an item. We're going to use bolts. And this should be 100 of these bolts. Do not use these ones in combat. And the material should be wood. So use wooden bolts primarily in... Oh, we've actually increased the amount there. We want to take that down by 10. They should be used primarily for training. And what other bolts we make... At the moment, we're not making a steady supply of anything else, so I'm just going to leave it on bolts just to make sure they do actually have some bolts. But when they're on the job, they'll use wooden bolts specifically for training, and later on we'll make it to bone or metal bolts for combat. Now, the schedule for the Brilliance of Glaze. We want the Brilliance of Glaze to be training, and we want to edit this order to... minimum of 1 soldier. So when you're on the job, 1 person should be training at a time. Did that go through? That's 5. That's... that doesn't seem to have gone through, actually. Oh, shift enter is done, sorry. So shift enter. There we go. So you've got 1 person training. I want to copy that order and paste it down the whole list. As we get more, we'll increase the minimum number. Sleeping room will... inactive is ununiformed. No. Inactive... Oh, no, sorry, it is uniform, not ununiformed. We'll leave that on. And now we just need to change the alerts. So that's good enough. Let's go to alerts and make the Brilliance of Glaze active. Now, what that should mean is that they will train. Right now, they don't have a place that they can train in. Oh, Samscale, I've just put you in the military and you've had a baby girl. Well, that's rather interesting. There seems to be something going on in the military. I'm not sure if I'm pleased with this or not, but we'll deal with it, I guess. Now, I'm going to make a slight room just off the barracks here, and this is going to be for archery. We'll set that up later, though, once it's made. And Samscale is seeking in front. Let's just go and check Samscale out. The happy mother. Let's view creature, view relationships. You've got an only daughter, and your husband is Spartan. Oh, well, actually, that's kind of interesting. You're both going to be in the military. Yeah, it's definitely some hanky-panky going on with the military. I'm not going to say that I'm entirely unhappy with this. We do need more dwarves. I still haven't named Para and Millionfowl's baby yet. That will come in time. I still haven't decided on the name just yet. Though, at the moment, it's probably just going to end up being some combination of Para and Millionfowl's names, since they don't seem too fussed with naming it themselves. Now, let's go down and check on the progress down here. Oh, fantastic. It is done. Right, let's see. Have we got doors? Yes, we do. We'll start with the small rooms. Actually, first, cancel that. Belay that order. We want to make these rooms at least somewhat nice. Now, this is the first time I will have done this. We want to engrave. So if we choose smooth the stone, first we'll smooth it and then later on possibly engrave it to increase the value. Smoothing stone just makes the walls nice and smooth the floor. It's the difference between literally living in a cave, you know, a room that has been carved out of the very rock, and having a room with smoothed, you know, chiseled walls. Engraving actually engraves icons and that sort of thing onto the walls. And a lot of our laborers are going to be involved in this, as well as some of our stonesmiths. So that's not too bad. Now, right now, our miners are doing a fantastic job. And also, the walls up here are going very well as well. I'm going to cancel that because it was stopped for some reason. And I'm going to build it again. So we want a wall here. Shale blocks will do. Now, I've just realized I've let them build this bloody floor. And I don't actually want it there. Damn it. I'm sorry for dicking you around, dwarves. Let's get rid of these floors here. And you know what? Let's get rid of those floors. And we'll build a second wall up around there. Now, I suppose since we're doing this, we do have the option of building a way up. Which I'm going to build now. So, well, actually, no. I'll wait for them to finish these walls. Once those walls are done, then we'll build the stairs up. So, for now, we've got a couple more constructions that we want to make. Let's go that. We'll place a floor. We will use some blocks. Dolomite blocks this time. We've got quite a few of those. And we'll place some more walls. Got one there. Where are you, blocks? Dolomite blocks. And another one here. Oh, Dolomite blocks a bit closer this time. I'm not quite sure why that changed position on the list. There we go. So once that's done, we'll be building a wall straight up here. And then the upper levels of this area will be cut off. My plan is to eventually have a tower reaching up from here. Up a couple of levels, possibly around here. Or maybe even this tall. And from there, that'll be our sniper bunker for our ranged dwarves. Of course, now that we've got our Marks Dwarf in an actual military formation, should an ambush or worse, a siege come along, I can designate the whole thing to mobilize and position them on a patrol or a guard order up at the top of that tower. And from there, they should be able to snipe the approaching goblin menace. Now, we'll see a lot of people moving between their various jobs as and when. They're doing their training, so a couple of people are led off to go and deal with their personal lives. Now, we need to build an archery target. We'll have 4 just along this wall. We make it out of stone, really? I was imagining like a bale of hay, but okay. We'll make it out of blocks then. And we'll make another one. Okay, we'll do all of these out of blocks. This will then be turned into an archery range, which is basically a barracks with an archery target in it. And we will then designate that for the Brilliance of Glaze. But we have now extended out this stockpile. So, now people tell me if I just draw this over the old stockpile, it'll inherit the settings. We're about to test that. Let's see. Is this all one stockpile? Stockpile 7, stockpile 4. You lied to me! Why? Why would you do this? This is an animal stockpile. That's just terrible. Let's get rid of that then. Let's try this and do it properly. So first, remove this stockpile. That is just lying to me. Take that away. Now, this is stockpile 4. I wonder if I can change settings. Take one here. Give to a power workshop. No. Okay, well, we need to set this one up. Sorry for the menu spam there. I just need to check some things. We're not storing any corpses, any stone or any wood, but pretty much everything else, including some skulls, bones, shells, teeth, horns, etc. Food we're putting here, but I imagine we are taking from this place. Okay, that's good enough. Right then, we are going to get rid of this place entirely and make one larger stockpile. So, bam. And now we want custom stockpile. Check the settings. It should all be set the same now because we just looked at the other one. And let's just expand this one out. There we go. That should work. We want... it should be able to use as many bins and barrels as it needs. Max bins, max barrels. Yeah, that's fine. We'll take from anywhere. We can take it to take from links only. We want it to take from anyway. We want to give to a stockpile or workshop. We want this one to give to this stockpile, I believe. Let me just double check. What are we storing in there? It's been a little while since I've checked these things. Settings. It's just storing mostly food. And this one... that's the only stockpile I really need to feed. Okay, so... although down here, perhaps? What's this one? Got corpses and refuse. No, I think all we'll need to do is have this one take from a stockpile. And that will be this one. So it will pull over any items that it can store. So it'll keep things a little bit more tidy for us. And of course, once more, we're going to go ahead and designate the traffic of that stockpile to a low traffic area. Though really, at this point, this is actually not a very efficient way of doing it. Generally, you don't want large square stockpiles like this because the central tiles will cost so much in terms of pathing logic that they'll walk all the way around the other side of the stockpile to put something on the very far end rather than walk 3 tiles into the middle and take something from that. And you very quickly start running out of cutting into the efficiency that you might have gained otherwise. But we'll leave that for now. Later on, I will be setting up much better stockpiles. And look at this. Finally, we've got some rooms that actually look good. Right, well, now that they've smoothed the stone under the doors, which is always a bit of an annoyance for me because I don't think they do that normally. Let's go ahead and make a little bedroom. So, bed. Well, we'll make an oaken bed for this one. We want a cabinet as well. We don't have any cabinets, but we do have a chest. Well, oh no, we've only got bags. Well, that's not good. I guess we're waiting on those. Let's check out the manager screen. The beds have been made first, cabinets next, then chest and doors. Okay, well, we're going to be waiting for a little while then. But that's fine. So we'll just leave these guys to smoothing out down there. Now, how are the walls going? The walls are not going yet. That's not so good. Let's have a check. Where are our stone slayers? No jobs. Oh, well, we can easily sort that out for you. Okay, well, we're going to designate the next area of bedrooms to be cut out. Like so. So we can keep our stone slayers busy. And right now our labourers are doing a very good job of smoothing out these walls for us. Those beds will, those bedrooms will have quite nice values, I imagine, that will only go up over time. I'll actually wait until the bedrooms are fully furnished before I place that down because I do want to be able to see what the value is with everything in it. Oh, wow. What have we just struck? Oh, gems of some sort. Okay, well, again, we're going to be mining out those particular walls and replacing them with constructed walls. Now, let's go up and check what else is going on. Okay, we've got 2 archery targets. We can make this into an archery range. We need a door, actually. Okay, let's get some doors made. Will you please make me a door? Okay, these need... They're waiting on masonry. Okay, so we're waiting on our stonesmith at the moment. We need fat-bearing globs, apparently, to make something. Fair enough. Let's check on our stocks and just see how things are going then. We've got 780 in terms of food, of which only 51 is drink. That is not so good. We've got ridiculous amounts of meat, prepared intestines, heart, all sorts of goodness. We've got some perch as well. We are not cooking the seeds anymore. Damn, I can't believe that such a noob mistake letting the plump helmets be cooked. God damn it. We've got plenty of tallow though. That's not too bad. I don't know why we're not making some nice meals then. You know what? We've got enough food stores. Go ahead and make some lavish meals. As for you, let's just check on the stocks. What are our drinks like then? We've got 4 wine, 9 prickleberry wine, 22 strawberry wine, which is actually quite nice if you've never tried it, and 16 fisherberry wine. We've got a lot of plants though. There is no reason why we shouldn't be making loads of that. Okay, well let's try and do that then. It may be that we've got no spare barrels. That is always a bit of a problem. Oh, we've struck something. Let's go down and check. More gems. Fantastic. I really should get the gem cutter up and running soon then. Ooh, what was that? Needs chestnut logs. Okay, so One Off Jeff is going to be cancelling a lot of orders until we get him some more wood. That is not so good. Let's get some of our tree tamers out there. Taming these trees. Go forth. Oh, what's just happened? Hey, Rock has given birth to a baby boy. Oh, everyone's been having sex lately. Must be all that free time they had. Just chilling out in the dining room, having crazy dwarven orgies. You can't take your eyes off these dwarves for a moment. Trust me on that one. They are driven by their carnal desires. But that is actually really, really good. I'm quite glad that they're getting more and more children in the fort, though that does mean that we need to start worrying about goblin snatchers coming along and trying to steal them. That doesn't make the parents happy. Let me tell you that right now. As one might expect, really. And I've never encountered it myself, but there is every possibility that if your fort lasted long enough, like we're talking over a decade in game time, that at some point you might actually have a goblin invasion come to your fort, led by some of the children who were kidnapped and brought up as goblins, steeped in the ancient lore of the goblins, and taught to lead their armies to crush your fort, never knowing that this is once their home, or was once their home. It's quite sad, really, when you think about it. Now, I'm just going to set up the walls to be constructed up here, and, oh, Fey Mood. Okay, that's good. Another Fey Mood. That's, like I've said, Possession is the only one you really don't want because it doesn't give you any reward in terms of skill. But no, that's actually pretty funky. And we've got one of the walls built. No, both of the walls built. That's actually pretty good. Let's get this going. We'll start at this side and use up dolomite blocks. Have we got any other blocks? Let me just quickly check. Any other blocks? Granite blocks, okay. And we'll use some more granite blocks. Where are the granite blocks? They're up here. And we've got some shale blocks as well. Okay. We may actually be able to finish the top wall. That would be great, because then I can stop worrying so much about something being able to just peek over the edge and shoot us while we're in the courtyard of this place. Okay. Right then. Go ahead. Where is the dude? The dude is making a run for the crafts dwarf workshop. Well done, the dude. And he's already going out and gathering material. 2 pieces of wood, 3 pieces of wood. What else is he going for? Oh dear. Has he started his construction? Did I get a... No, I didn't get an announcement of that, did I? Oh no. Oh no. No, he hasn't. Bugger it. No, he's going for something else. Ooh, what's he going to grab? Please let it be metal. Is that copper you've got? What are you carrying? Inventory, we want to know. Copper bars, yes. Okay, well, this is going to be interesting. Oh, he's going back for more. Okay, the odds of this being a very nice item are going up. With every item he gets, the chances of this being something awesome increases. Right, if we have a look at the workshop now, he's got 3 oak logs, some magnetite, and 2 copper bars. Ooh, very interesting. Now, there is a little bit of a trick you can do with this. If the dwarf has decided, oh, I want to use 3 pieces of wood, a piece of ore, and 2 metal bars, and goes and gets them, and then you go in there before he's finished, before he's like started his construction, because once he started, that's it. He's going to work with only what he's got, and you can't really change that, I don't think. But if you go in there and forbid one of those items, he'll be like, oh, wait, damn. Whilst I disregard everything else about Dwarven society because I'm in my crazy, deranged genius mode, I won't disregard that one particular order from my administrator. If something's forbidden, then I shall not use it. And he'll go off and get something else. And then you forbid something else. And then he'll go off and get something else again. And he'll keep grabbing things. And then when you're satisfied that there's enough worth in the Craftsworks workshop, unforbid everything. And then he'll bring back that last item and be like, right, all right, I've got all my materials. Wait a second, there's a lot more here than I oh, who cares? I'll just make something with everything. And all of a sudden, you'll have an amazing item made with 80 bajillion different components, and it will instantly summon the wrath of every goblin siege in existence onto your fort at one time, because it'll be worth that much. So if you can't tell, don't do this early on before you've got a very good fort that can defend itself. But you can play around with that. Personally, I don't, because I think it's a bit cheaty. And I like the randomness of getting just random items out of it. I think it's one of the nice things about Dwarf Fortress, really. So, yeah. Now, Plump almost certainly has made that pick. I guess the next thing for us to do then... Wow, you've almost finished all of the rooms that I wanted done. Well done, guys. I guess the next thing for us to do is build that door. Hopefully it's been made now. No, it hasn't been made. Fair enough. Right. Well, I did want to make one other thing. And that is some actual metal components. Metal trap components. And for that, we're going to need the smelter to smelt iron. Where is it? Smelt magnetite. There we are. Smelt it all, Plump. Get to work. Once we've got a bit of that, I will be making metal trap components for very powerful metal traps. Now, ooh, here we are. Oh, fantastic. I think this will be the last thing we're going to do in this episode, but the dude has created a Kiritalesh, a oaken figurine of a dwarf. Fair enough. Let's check that out. So, what is this? Reward Trust. A oaken figurine, it should be an oaken figurine of a dwarf. Let's view the description. This is a oaken figurine of dwarves. All crafts dwarfship is of the highest quality. The item is a masterfully designed image of dwarves in oak by the dude. The dwarves are traveling. The artwork relates to the foundation of Channeled Star. If you haven't been paying attention, that is Cattenvîr. By the pleated craft of the cremated furnaces in the early spring of year 126. It is studded with copper, decorated with oak, and encircled with bands of oak and round magnetite cabochons? I'm not sure what that word is. This object menaces with spikes of copper. That's a traditional dwarvish decoration, menacing with spikes of item. On the item is an image of Reward Trust, the oaken figurine. That's fantastic. That is so... amazing. You actually made an item that is decorated with an image of itself. That is just Inception. That is artifact Inception. Wow. The dude, you are amazing. That is worth 19,200 dwarf bucks. To put that into perspective, that's worth just under a third of the entire created wealth of the fort. That is amazing. Well done, the dude. I hope we don't get completely destroyed by a goblin siege as a result of your awesome artifact, but that was amazing. You've only just joined the fort, and already you have outdone every other crafts dwarf in the fort. In fact, every other dwarf in terms of wealth created with that one action. Well done indeed. I may be swapping your... Oh, wow. And one of Jeff has created a masterpiece. My lord, everything's going crazy. I'll just let this save. Well, actually, I may as well wrap the episode up here. So, in this episode, lots of artifacts and masterwork. Well, by lot, I mean one, but it's a very, very good artifact. And one of Jeff has been, or at least started, to make masterpiece items in his little carpenter's workshop. Well done, Jeff. We've also expanded the stockpile. We have Plump working on smelting down items. We're making some iron ingots now, so we will hopefully be getting to making some proper weapon traps. Now, the one thing I was going to say, and I will finish this before we wrap this episode up, is the temptation, and this is something I often do, is to put loads of different pieces of weaponry into a weapon trap. A single weapon trap can hold 10 types of weapons. They can either be weapon trap components, which are typically Indiana Jones-style serrated discs, giant axe blades, swinging spiked balls, or they can just be regular weapons you've picked up. It's a very good use for weapons you can't use. So, for example, if kobolds or humans have come along and they've got weapons that the dwarves aren't really familiar with and won't use typically, shove them in a weapon trap. Now, the problem with this is each weapon in a weapon trap has an individual chance of jamming the trap every time it triggers. Once the trap is jammed, someone needs to come along and unjam it. So bear that in mind when you're filling a single trap with loads of weapons. Doesn't matter if they're the most amazing weapons in the world. If the first time it fires, yes, it'll probably kill whatever it fires on, but then it won't kill anything. And in fact, it might kill your dwarves as they're rushing out into the middle of the battlefield to try and fix the thing. But that is it for Cattenvîr and for this episode of my Dwarf Fortress Let's Play. I think this is the 13th episode, I believe. It could be... No, it is the 13th. In the next episode, we are probably going to be setting up these rooms to actually have the furnishings in them, because we've got quite a few nice and set out now, and also starting on smoothing these ones. And I imagine once we're done with that, I'll set... Well, I'm going to leave that for a little bit longer, just so that we can get... Because I'm going to have to deal with all of this ore differently. But I think we'll spend at least part of the next episode designating the shape and the inner sort of details of the Great Hall. This is going to be a very big project. This will take a long while. So it's going to be something we work on little by little over time, I think. Ideally, I want it finished before the next year, because obviously having a really big Great Hall is going to make everyone happy, because a lot of people spend a lot of time there when they haven't got jobs. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be looking to do in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope you will join me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.